The three goats. Three goats are brothers. They see green grass on a hill. The grass looks very good. The biggest goat says, "Let's go eat that grass." The other goats say, "Okay." The hill is across a river. A bridge goes over the river. The biggest goat says, "Let's go across the bridge." The other goats say, "Okay." A troll lives under the bridge. The troll is hungry. He hears a goat on the bridge. He wants to eat the goat. The troll says, "Who is on my bridge?" The goat says, "I am here. I am a little goat." The troll says, "I want to eat you." The little goat says, "Don't eat me. My brother is bigger. Wait for him." The troll says, "He is bigger? Okay." The troll hears a goat on the bridge. He says, "Who is on my bridge?" The goat says, "I am here. I am the little goat's brother." The troll says, "I want to eat you." The bigger goat says, "Don't eat me. My brother is biggest. Wait for him." The troll says, "He is biggest? Okay." The troll hears a goat on the bridge. He says, "Who is on my bridge?" The goat says, "I am here. I am the little goat's biggest brother." The troll says, "I want to eat you." The biggest goat says, "Come up here." The troll goes onto the bridge. The biggest goat hits him. The troll falls into the river. The little goat, the bigger goat, and the biggest goat go to the hill. They eat the green grass. It is very good. The Three Little Pigs. 3 little pigs build houses. One pig builds a house of grass. One pig builds a house of sticks. One pig builds a house of bricks. One day, a wolf comes. He says, "Hello, little pig." The first little pig is scared. He runs into his house of grass. The wolf knocks on the door. He says, "Come out, little pig." The first little pig says, "No." The wolf says, "I can blow your house down." Then he blows as hard as he can. The grass house falls down. The first little pig runs away. The wolf follows the first little pig. The pig runs to his brother's stick house. He yells, "Let me in! A wolf is coming!" His brother lets him in. The wolf knocks on the door. He says, "Come out, little pigs." The pigs in the stick house both say, "No!" The wolf says, "I can blow your house down." Then he blows as hard as he can. The stick house falls down. The little pigs run away. The wolf follows the little pigs. The pigs run to the third little pig's brick house. They yell, "Let us in! A wolf is coming!" Their brother lets them in. The wolf knocks on the door. He says, "Come out, little pigs." The 3 pigs in the brick house all say, "No!" The wolf says, "I can blow your house down." Then he blows as hard as he can. The brick house does not fall down. The pigs laugh. They say to the wolf, "You can't blow down a brick house!" The wolf is angry. The wolf has an idea. He goes onto the roof of the house. The third little pig sees the wolf. The pig runs into the house. He says, "Quick! Let's make a fire!" The wolf falls into the fire and burns his tail. The wolf yells, "Ouch! Ouch!" He runs out of the brick house. The pigs laugh and sing,
We are not afraid of the big bad wolf. We are not afraid of the big bad wolf. La 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 la.
The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse.
There are two mice. One mouse lives in the town. The other lives in the country. The town mouse goes to the country. He meets his friend, the country mouse. "Hello, my friend," says the town mouse. "Welcome to the country," says the country mouse. "How do you like my home?" asks the country mouse. "It is not bad," says the town mouse, "but my home is better." The country mouse gives some food to his friend. "How do you like this food?" asks the country mouse. "It is not bad," says the town mouse, "but my food is better." "Your life here is not good," says the town mouse. "Come with me to the town. I will show you a good place. You will eat good food." So the country mouse goes with the town mouse. They arrive in the town. They look around. They go to a big house. It is the home of the town mouse. "How do you like my home?" the town mouse asks. "It is wonderful," says the country mouse. Then they go to the dining room. There is cheese. There are cakes and cookies. There is lots of delicious food. "How do you like the food?" asks the town mouse. "I like it very much," says the country mouse. "It is delicious." Then there is a big noise. "What is that?" asks the country mouse. "It is only some dogs," says the town mouse. "Dogs? You have dogs?" the country mouse asks. "Yes," the town mouse says, "but it is okay." Just then, the door opens. Two big dogs come into the room. They see the two mice. They try to catch the mice. "Run! Run!" shouts the town mouse. The mice run. They run under a chair. "I am going home," says the country mouse. "Why are you going so soon? I have more good food," says the town mouse. "That's okay. I will eat my poor food in safety. You can have your delicious food in danger."
How Bear Lost His Tail.
Long ago, Bear had a tail. It was a very nice tail. He was proud of it. Bear met Bird. He said, "Look at my tail! It's pretty!" Bear met Fox. He said, "Look at my tail! It's long and brown!" Bear talked a lot about his tail. Fox and Bird did not like that. One winter day, Fox had an idea. He went to the lake. He cut a hole in the ice. He caught a lot of fish. Fox put the fish next to the hole. Then he waited. Bear came. Bear saw all the fish. He said, "Fox, where did you get those fish?" Fox said, "I caught them." Fox turned. He put his tail into the hole in the ice. Fox said, "Fish like tails. When they bite mine, I pull them up." Bear looked at the hole. Then he looked at his tail. Bear asked, "Can I try?" "Okay," said Fox. "But not here. Let's make another hole for you." Fox went to another part of the lake. The water was not deep there. Fox said, "Here, make a hole here." Bear made a hole in the ice. Then he put his tail in the hole. Fox said, "Good. Now wait. Don't move. Don't think. Fish can hear you think." "Okay," said Bear. He tried not to think. Fox said, "I will watch the hole. When a fish bites your tail, I will tell you. I will say, 'Now, Bear,' then pull your tail out." Bear did not answer. He was trying not to think. Fox said, "I will wait behind those trees. Then the fish can't see me." Fox went behind the trees. Bear did not move. Fox laughed and laughed. Then he ate his fish and went home. That night, it snowed a lot. In the morning, Fox woke up. He thought, "Where is Bear? Did he go home?" Fox went to the lake. Fox saw a big white hill. It was Bear. Bear was still sitting by the hole. He was covered with snow. Fox went to Bear. He listened. Fox knew Bear was sleeping under the snow. Fox yelled, "Now, Bear!" Bear jumped up. Snap! Ouch! Bear turned to the hole. He thought he had a fish. Bear saw his tail. It was frozen in the ice. Bear was very mad. He yelled, "Fox, you did this to me!" Fox was rolling on the ice. He was laughing and laughing. Bear tried to hit Fox, but Fox just ran away. Today, bears do not have tails. They do not like foxes. They also make sad noises in the woods. Maybe bears today remember their tails, and that makes them sad.
A Dog of Flanders. Chapter 1. A Grandfather's Love. Two people can be very good friends. In this story, a boy and his dog were good friends. Nello and his grandfather lived in a small town near Antwerp, Belgium. They lived in a small hut. It was near a road that led to the city of Antwerp. Nello's grandfather sold milk. People called him the milk seller. He did this job for many years. He could not do other work after being hurt in the war. Life was difficult for them. The milk seller and 12-year-old Nello got up every morning before daylight. They loaded their small cart with milk bought from a farmer. Then they would take their milk into town by following the small road in front of their small house. The milk seller and his grandson often went for days with no food. Their little hut was very old. It had a broken door and a broken window. It was very hot in the summer and very cold in the winter. Things were hard for these two, but they were happy. One of the things that made them happy was their dog. They loved their dog Patrache, and he loved them too. Chapter 2. Patrache. When Patrache was a puppy, he had a very bad master. Patrache had to pull carts full of pots and pans every day. The man would often kick Patrache. He would whip the poor dog and hit him with sticks as well. One day, Patrache was pulling the cart. His bad master was whipping and beating him. It was very hot, and Patrache was not feeling well. He badly wanted water, but his master would give him nothing. Finally, the dog fell down. The pot seller kicked and beat Patrache with a whip. He ordered the dog to get up, but the poor dog could not. The man thought Patrache was dead. He threw the dog by the side of the road. There Patrache lay, waiting for death. But Nello and the milk seller found him. They took the dog home. It took many months, but Patrache got better. Patrache never forgot how kind the little boy and the old milk seller were to him. He helped them as much as he could. His job was pulling the milk cart into town. Chapter 3. Nello's Love. Near their hut was a mill. The miller's family had more money than any other family in the village. Everyone took their wheat to the mill. Nello and Patrache would often go and play with the miller's daughter, Alois. One evening, when Nello was about 15 years old, he and Patrache were playing with Alois. She was 13. Nello had two secrets. He loved art, and he loved Alois. As they sat, Nello took out some black coal that he kept in his pocket. He drew a picture of Alois on a small piece of paper. As Nello was drawing, Alois' father, the miller, found them. He saw Nello's picture.
"He is a very good artist," the miller said to himself, "but I can see that he loves my daughter. I will not have my daughter fall in love with a poor artist."
The miller spoke to Nello.
"I think that you should go home now, Nello," he said.
Later, the miller spoke to his daughter. He said,
"You will never see Nello again. Do you understand?"
Alois cried.
"No, father. Why? He is my friend. You can't mean that."
"He is poor, and he will never have any money. You will not see him again. I order it," said her father.
There was nothing Alois could do. She could never see Nello again. Over the next few months, Nello tried to see Alois, but he never could. Nello was very sad. Chapter 4. The Artist. One winter day, Nello and Patrache went to the church in the center of Antwerp. Nello often went to the church because of the beautiful paintings kept there. They were paintings by the artist Rubens. The paintings were in a special room inside of the church. Nello never saw the paintings because people had to pay to see them. Nello never had any money. He and Patrache would sit near the room. They were just happy to be near the paintings. Sitting in front of the church, Nello saw a sign for an art contest that would be held the next week. Rubens himself would choose the winner. Then the winner would be his student for 1 year.
"Wow,"
said Nello to Patrache.
"I will draw a picture for that contest. Then I can become a student of Rubens. I will become a famous artist. Then the miller will let me see Alois."
They ran home, and Nello started drawing. Nello was a very good artist, but he had no pencils, paints, or crayons. All he had were pieces of coal. He would pull them out of the fire and mix them with wax to make a crayon. For paper, Nello used small pieces of paper that he found on the side of the road. But for his drawing for the contest, Nello had to do better. He would use a piece of cloth cut from the back of his vest. He would draw a picture of Alois on the cloth. The weather got colder and colder. Then one night, the old milk seller died.
Nello and Patrash were very sad, but they needed money. The next morning, Nello buried the old man behind the hut. Then the sad pair left home to take their milk to the village. Chapter 5. The Thief. With tears in his eyes, Nello walked through the town that morning. He could hear the people in the village talking. Someone had taken some wheat that was at the mill, waiting to be picked up. The miller did not like Nello, so he said Nello had taken the wheat.
How can that be?
Cried Nello.
He has known me all my life. I have never taken anything.
Because the miller said Nello had taken the wheat, everyone took his side. Most people in the town needed to use his mill to make their wheat. They did not want to make the miller angry. Maybe he would do something bad to them if they did not say Nello was the thief. Nello only had a few customers, but those customers left him. Nello and Patrash began the long walk home with their milk. Nello told Patrash,
Very soon, Rubens will choose the winner of the contest. Then things will get better. The miller will say he is sorry. Alwa will marry me, and we will live well.
But Patrash had a bad feeling about things. Near the hut where they lived, they saw Mr. Weert. He was the owner of the hut. Each month, they paid money to him to live there. On this day, Mr. Weert was there to kick them out of their home. Mr. Weert liked Nello, but he was also good friends with the miller. He also owed the miller a lot of money. If the miller said that Nello was a thief, Mr. Weert could not be kind to him. Nello, you must be out by tomorrow, said Mr. Weert.
But where will we go? Please don't do this to us,
cried Nello. I'm sorry, Nello, Mr. Weert said. Then he walked away. Just then, it started to snow. Chapter 6. The Wallet. Nello and Patrash loaded their small cart. This time, there was no milk in the cart. They only had their few things. As they walked, Nello felt very cold. His vest was missing the back. He had used it to draw his picture.
Patrash, the art contest is today. Let us go see who won,
said the boy. On the way to the city of Antwerp, Patrash saw something lying in the snow. It was a wallet. It had a lot of money in it. Patrash picked the wallet up between his teeth. He brought it to Nello. Nello was very surprised.
It's the miller's wallet,
he said.
He must have lost it. Come, Patrash, let us return it to him.
As they got near the miller's house, they could see that the miller's wife and daughter were crying. Nello, you must go now, said the miller's wife. My husband lost a wallet. It had most of our money inside. Without it, we are ruined. He was on his way to the village when he lost it in the snow." Nello handed her the wallet.
"Here it is. Patrash found it in the snow. Please tell your husband that we are not thieves."
He and Patrash turned around and walked away. The miller's wife began to cry.
"He is a good boy,"
said Alois. Chapter 7. Christmas. Nello and Patrash walked in the snow to the doors of the church. Rubens was about to tell the name of the winner. Everyone was quiet as the famous artist spoke.
"The winner of the contest is Pearson Nuvik,"
said Rubens. Nello began crying. He and Patrash walked into the forest. They sat near some small trees. At that time, the miller returned home. He was tired and cold from looking for his wallet.
"It's no use,"
he said to his wife.
"All of our money is gone. We are ruined."
"No, husband,"
the miller's wife said.
"Nello came by while you were gone. He found the wallet and returned it to us. All of the money was there. Everything. He is no thief."
The miller knew that he had not been nice to Nello. He felt bad about the way that he acted. The miller picked up his coat. It was still wet with snow.
"I will find Nello,"
the miller said, putting on his coat.
"I will bring him back. We will take care of him like a son. He will never go hungry again. Patrash too."
Then the miller walked out into the night to find Nello and Patrash. In the forest, Nello and Patrash were lying together in the snow.
"You are my only friend,"
Nello said to the dog. Patrash lay close to Nello. He could no longer feel his paws, but for some reason, he was not cold anymore. He only felt sleepy. The next morning, a woodcutter went into the forest to cut trees. He found 2 frozen bodies under a tree. It was the day before Christmas. All of the people of Antwerp were doing things for the coming holiday. There was happiness in the air. But on that Christmas, there was no happiness in the house of the miller and his family. When they heard about the boy and his dog, all of the people of Antwerp felt bad. They brought Nello and Patrash to the city to bury them. Nello and Patrash were always together in life. In death, they were together too. The boy and his dog were buried side by side. They would be together forever.
The Fish and the Ring.
Chapter 1. The Baby Girl. There once was a powerful baron. He had magical powers. With a magic book, he could look into the future. One day, he looked into his young son's future. He saw a baby girl from a very poor family. His son would marry this girl one day. This news made the baron very unhappy. However, the baron knew the baby's father. He decided to visit the man. He had a plan. The baron rode his horse to the house of the baby's father. The poor man was sitting outside his house. He looked very sad. The baron got off his horse and walked up to the man. The baron asked,
"What's wrong, my friend? You look so sad."
The poor man looked at him with tears in his eyes.
"Well, sir, I've had 5 children. I can't feed them all. Now I have a 6th child, a baby girl. I don't know how I am going to feed them all,"
he cried.
"Where will I find enough food to feed 6 children?" "Don't worry, I can help you,"
the baron told the man.
"I have always wanted a daughter. I will take the baby. You will not have to worry about her."
Smiling, the poor man thanked the baron. He went into the house. He returned with his baby daughter. Quickly, the baron got onto his horse. He rode away with the baby girl in his arms. Chapter 2. The Fisherman. Before riding home to his castle, the baron rode to the river. Here, he dropped the baby girl into the fast-moving water. However, she did not sink in the river. She floated and floated. Finally, the baby came near a fisherman's hut. The fisherman saw the child. He took her out of the water. He felt sorry for the poor child. He decided to take the child into his home. There, she grew into a beautiful young girl. One day, the baron and his friends were hunting near the river. They stopped at the fisherman's house for a drink. A young girl brought them drinks. They all thought she was beautiful. The men knew the baron could look into the future. One of them asked him,
"Who will she marry?"
The baron laughed. He answered,
Some poor man, I'm sure. But I'll read her future.
He called the girl over.
Girl, tell me, when were you born?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know, the girl answered. I was saved from the river 15 years ago. The Baron looked at her with surprise. This young woman was his son's future wife. Saying nothing, he left with his friends. Chapter 3. The Letter. The Baron returned to the fisherman's hut alone. He found the young girl and said,
Girl, I need your help. Take this letter to my brother in the town of Scarborough.
The Baron promised.
You will be paid a lot of money.
The girl agreed to take the letter, but the Baron did not tell her what the letter said. In the letter, he ordered his brother to kill the girl. The girl left for Scarborough with the letter. On the way, she spent the night at a country inn. Late that night, robbers broke into the inn. They searched in the frightened girl's room. She had no money. She had only the Baron's letter. The robbers read the letter. They were shocked to read what the Baron had written. They felt sorry for the young, beautiful girl. Secretly, the head robber wrote a new letter. It read,
Dear brother, have this girl marry my son.
The robbers gave this new letter to the girl. She continued to Scarborough. There, she met the Baron's brother. He read the letter. He believed it was from his brother. He ordered the wedding. The Baron's son was visiting his uncle. So the girl and the Baron's son were married that very same day. Chapter 4. The Cliffs. Just after the wedding, the Baron visited his brother's castle. He was shocked. His son and the girl had married. His plan had not worked. The Baron decided to kill the girl himself.
Will you come for a walk with me?
He asked his new daughter-in-law. She agreed. They walked along the cliffs above the sea. Suddenly, the Baron grabbed his daughter-in-law. He planned to throw her into the sea. That would kill her. The girl begged him not to kill her.
I will do whatever you want. I will leave and never see your son again.
The Baron took off his gold ring. He threw it into the sea below.
Do not return here without that ring,
he shouted at his daughter-in-law. Chapter 5. the castle. The girl walked and walked. At last, she came to a nobleman's castle. She begged for work. She became a cook there. One day, she was shocked to see the Baron. He was at the castle with his brother. Her husband was there too. At first, she did not know what to do. She had to cook dinner for all of the guests. The girl thought, "I will stay in the kitchen. The Baron will not find me there." The girl worked hard to prepare dinner. She had to clean a large fish for dinner that evening. She looked inside the fish's mouth. There, she saw something shiny. Do you know what she saw there? She saw a ring. Do you remember the ring the Baron threw into the sea? It was the same ring. The girl was very excited as she cooked the fish for dinner. The guests loved the delicious fish. It was the best fish they had ever eaten. They wanted to know who had cooked the delicious fish. The nobleman did not know. He told a boy,
Go to the kitchen. Find the cook who prepared the fish. Ask her to come here.
The boy got the girl. Chapter 6. The Ring. Smiling, the girl placed the Baron's ring on her finger. She walked proudly into the dining room. The guests were surprised. They thought the cook was very young and beautiful. The Baron was both surprised and very angry. This woman was his son's wife. He stood up angrily. He put up his hand. He wanted to hit her. The girl stood calmly smiling. She held out her hand. She showed the Baron his gold ring. Then she put it on the table in front of him. The Baron was sure that this was the gold ring he had thrown from the cliff. At last, he understood. He could not change the future. The Baron smiled. He asked his beautiful daughter-in-law to sit beside him. Proudly, he told the guests that she was his son's wife. The Baron, his son, and the girl returned to the Baron's castle. They lived there happily ever after.
The Magic Swan.
A boy named Peter had two brothers. Peter was the youngest in his family. He was small and weak. Peter's brothers were mean. They made fun of him. When anything went wrong, they said he did it, and they made him do their work. Peter did not like his life. He wanted to find a way to make his life better. One day, Peter went into the woods. He was collecting sticks. He thought about his life. He began to cry. A little old woman heard him. She asked Peter why he was crying. Peter told her about his brothers and his hard life. "The world is a big place. Why don't you find another place to live?" she asked. Peter thought, "That is a good idea." One morning, Peter left his home to start a better life. But he loved his childhood home. He sat down on a hill. He looked at his home one last time. The old woman walked up behind him. She asked, "What are you going to do now, my boy?" Peter did not know. The old woman knew what Peter was thinking. "I like you, Peter," she said. "I will help you. But remember me when you are rich." Peter promised not to forget her. "At sunset," the old woman said, "go to the tree where the two roads meet. A man will be sleeping under the tree. He will have a beautiful swan. It will be tied to the tree. Untie the swan, take it with you, but do not wake up the man." Peter started to go. The old woman said, "Wait, there is more. The swan is very beautiful. People will want its feathers. You must let them try to take one, but the swan will scream when it is touched." The old woman went on. "It is a magic swan. When it screams, you must say, 'Hold on, swan!' Then anyone touching the swan will be stuck to it." Then she gave Peter a magic stick. The old woman said, "Take this stick, touch anyone stuck to the swan, then he or she will not be stuck. You will catch many people with the swan. Lead them to the princess. The princess has never laughed. If you can make her laugh, you will be rich." That night, Peter did as she said. He found the swan and untied it. Peter took the swan down the road. Peter met some men working by the road. They all thought the swan was beautiful. A dirty young man asked for one of the swan's feathers. Peter told the man to pull one out. The man touched the swan. The swan screamed. "Hold on, swan!" Peter yelled. The young man was stuck to the bird. He could not get away. The others laughed as the young man yelled for help. A young girl heard him yelling. She ran to see what was wrong. When she tried to help the young man, the swan screamed. Hold on, Swan, Peter yelled. The girl became stuck to the young man. Peter led them down the road. On the way, they met a chimney sweep. The man looked at the swan and the people. He laughed and laughed. The girl begged him to help her. The chimney sweep gave her his hand, but the swan screamed. Hold on, Swan, Peter called. Now the chimney sweep was stuck to the girl. Peter led them down the road to a village. He saw a lot of people. The people were watching a circus. A clown was doing some tricks. Suddenly, he saw Peter's swan. The clown's eyes became very big. The chimney sweep asked the clown for help. But when the clown touched his hand, the swan screamed. Peter called out, and the clown became stuck too. After that, no one wanted to help. Peter led them to the castle. From the castle, a carriage came out to the road. Inside the carriage was the princess. The princess looked at them. She started to laugh. The king heard that the princess laughed. He was so happy. He wanted to see the magic swan too. When he saw it, he laughed until he cried. The king turned to Peter.
You made my daughter laugh, so you can have 1,000 gold coins. Or you can have land for a house.
Peter said, I will take the land. Then he took the magic stick and touched everyone. The people quickly ran away from Peter and the swan. The princess thought the swan was beautiful. She wanted to touch its feathers, but when she did, the swan screamed. Hold on, Swan, Peter said. That is how the princess became Peter's wife. After that, the swan flew away. Peter never saw it again. Peter did not forget the old woman. She became their head housekeeper. The three of them lived together in their new castle on Peter's land, and they were all very happy.
Noah's Ark. God looks at the world. He is unhappy. The people are mean and bad. He is sorry he made the world. God thinks,
I will destroy everything.
But there is one good man. His name is Noah. God talks to Noah. He says,
I will flood the earth. Only you and your family will live.
Noah listens carefully. God says,
Build a big boat. Make a very big boat with many rooms.
Noah is an old man. He has 3 sons. They begin building the ark. all the people laugh.
Are you crazy? What are you doing?
They ask.
A flood is coming,
Says Noah.
No, it isn't.
They all say. After a long time, the boat is finished. God says,
"Bring 2 of every kind of animal onto the ark. 1 boy and 1 girl. You need food too. Food for the animals. Food for your family."
Noah does what God says. God says,
"Shut the door."
Noah shuts the door of the ark. It begins to rain. It rains for 40 days. Water covers the highest mountains. Noah, his family, and the animals are happy on the ark. They are dry and safe. After many days, God sends the wind. The water starts to go away. The wind blows for 150 days. Noah waits until things look dry. Then he opens a window. He lets a bird go. The bird cannot find a place to land. It comes back to the ark. Noah does this a few times.